Hi guys, excuse me. It's been a while since I post any video, and today it's a pretty troublesome day in Hong Kong. So I thought, you know, what better time to look at some new kits. And today I would like to review the Great Wall Hobbies latest release, F-14D Tomcat. Now there had been many F-14 released last couple of months or last years, and those releases were of different scales, 1/48th scale, namely from Tamiya, and also 1/72nd scale from Fine Mo. And there have been many others releases of this famous aircraft. And this time I have a chance to look at this latest release, the newest F-14D Tomcat in 1/72nd scale. Now, the box art looks pretty nice, and it depicts the plane being shoot off from the aircraft carrier. You can see that the model number of this kit is L7203. As we open the box, we can see lots of parts and lots of sprues. They are all packed in 2 or 3 screws in one plastic bag. Let's look at them one by one. First of all, we have the exhaust nozzles. Then we have the Phoenix missiles. And here's the main fuselage, the engine nacelle, and also the bottom part of the fuselage. And here is the canopy. The front part of the fuselage and also the cockpit and canopy frame, the front wheel wells and the arresting hook, top part of the fuselage, and also the horizontal tail, and another part that go onto the fuselage. Sidewinders, sidewinder missiles, and this is Sparrow missile. And here are the ejection seats and other part of the cockpit. Of course, there's 2 pylons. And then here we comes to the main wings and also the flaps, overwing fairing airbags. This is also the flaps, the vertical tails, and the bottom part of the rear fuselage with the air brake in separate part. And then we have the wheels and the drop tanks. Some other small parts like landing gears. And then we come to the decals. One is filled with the cockpit details and also the stencils. Other is the marking of the plane. And then we come to the instruction. Well, it's all loose sheets. What's nice about it is full color printing. I have to sort this out because they are all in loose sheets. So let's have a look at the instruction in detail now. Well, after looking at the instruction, and I can see that that's a problem with the markup of the pages. That's why the instruction are all in loose sheets. So I have arranged the loose sheet in the right order. First of all, we have the cover, which is the box art and short history. Paint set required to paint the model. And then when you open it up, it has all the trees lined up, all the parts and all the sprues, and then the decal. And back there's some symbol for putting the model together, and then tools and cement as required, and some words of warnings regarding safety and all that. How to putting decal on the model, and then lastly how to use photo etch parts, even though there's no photo etch parts here in this kit. And then we come to part 1. This page is on the assembly of the cockpit. And then part 4, step 4, it's right at the back of step 1 to 3. Continuing with the assembling of the cockpit, then the front part of the fuselage, and then you open it up. You come to step 6, 7, 8, and 9, which is the assembly of the fuselage, top to the bottom, and then the fins, whatever they call those, the arrestic hook, and then the air intake on both sides of the fuselage. That's step 9. This is strange. Then we come to step 10. Step 10 is on the left side of the page, and you open it up. It's the assembly of the full fuselage. Putting the air intake and also the front part of the fuselage together. A couple of parts to complete the engine nacelle. Then we have the tailplanes and the elevators. Then we come to the assembly of the gears. Now we can see that the landing gears are composed of multi-parts, so I guess the detail will be quite nice. And then turn the page around, you have step 14, and then 15 and 16, which is the completion of the fuselage. Step 16 is the beginning of the assembly of the wings. And here is the wing with all the flaps in up position. So this goes here, like that. And then we come to step 19. It's the assembly of the wings under the fuselage. And we come to the exhaust with the engine insert, the speed brake, top and bottom. Here is the illustration of how it should look like with the air brake in closed position or in open position. And then the assembly of the canopy, the boarding ladders. Then we come to 17, which it's a swept wing situation, and don't know why. Down in 18, it's the wing with the flap, and also the, I guess this is the spoilers in open position. That's step 18. Then step 19 at the back, it's put in the canvas airbag when the with the wing in fully swing out position. Yeah, I'm a bit lost, right? Yeah. So see, I'm confused. You know, you start with 17, 18, 19, 20, and then 21, 22, 23rd. It's in the inside. And actually, we come to step 24, which is a separate page, and it's the assembly of small details onto the oh, this is the air refueling system, the probe, and open and close position. Then we come to all the armaments. Yeah, you turn around. That's all the Phoenix missile, the Sparrow missile, and all the armament. Different okay, then we come to the step 29. Then I suppose the model is finished. And then, interestingly, we have another sheet of 6 pages pull out. And what this page is actually corrections. Step 2, step 7, step 3, step 8, step 6, step 9, step 13, step 15, step 17, step 19, 20, 23, two illustrations for step 23, 25, 25, 25, 27. These steps were all wrong in the previous instruction. And then here's partially the partially painting guide or decaling guide for different plane. Now I'm not sure these are correct or wrong, but I suppose this is the correction of the placing of the decal, you know, for 2 variants of markings. And then we have the official illustration of the decal placement of different missiles. And here is the instruction for decaling for this particular marking for the VF2 bounty hunters. This is the for the Miramar, supposedly a top plane from the Top Gun. And then we have illustration for another markings. This one is from the USS Constellation, and is the 25th anniversary marking for the F-14, which on board the Constellation. And the marking is in the year of 1997. And there's a third marking for the another Miramar, 1995. I suppose this is also a Top Gun plane. So This is the instruction, and it's kind of confusing. And I guess the most important page you need to refer to from time to time is the correction page, which is this one. Is this one? Yeah, this one. Actually, it doesn't. It only says 1723, and then you cannot tell until you pull it out. Then it's that correction. You have to keep this open at all time when you are sampling the model, because it refers back to all these loose sheets. So that's the most confusing instruction I have ever seen. Okay, now let's look at the sprues closely. This one is the main fuselage. This is the top part, and you can see that the molding is very sharp and very clear. You can see the detail is very nice. All the recessed panel lines and rivets are nicely and sharply molded. See, there's very little flash, and I don't see any sink mark yet. And here are the bottom of the fuselage. Very tight packaging. Well, I hope the fitting of the parts are just as good. Anyways, here's the close-up of the details on the bottom part of the fuselage. And you can see a lot of details have been rendered into the wheel wells. Again, the recessed panel lines and the rivets are very clear, clean and sharp. The molding is very nice. The plastic is the slightly harder kind. I guess it's similar to most of the China-made models. And if we look at the air intake, and they use sliding mode, so that the recessed line on the side, on the bottom, are the same thickness. So the detail is the same quality all over the air intakes. You can see that the molding is, let me catch the light. Molding is very nice and sharp. Nice. Here's the detail being molded into the wheel well. That's part of the wheel well, I think. And this is the other part. It's the same too. And two small sprue are the. This is the gun nozzles. Let me take this off. This is the gun nozzles, and some of the parts that goes onto the fuselage. Here's the back of the radar. This is the radar inside the radar dome. Radar. Now we come to the front part of the fuselage and the cockpit. So the quality of the molding and the details carry through all the screws. The wheel wells are detailed. The wheel wells are very well detailed, and of course the cockpit is very nice. But all the instruments and switches and all that are in a separate piece. And here's the other side of the fuselage. So all in all is very nicely detailed and molded. It's the radar. Okay. And then we come to the main wings. There are 2 screws in this bag. This is the wings. As you can see, the molding again is quite nice and sharp, and we can see a little flow of the plastic. You can see that, but that cannot be avoided. The surface is actually quite smooth. There's no dent or sink mark or whatsoever. And here's the other side, the bottom part. This is the top of the wings. And here are the slates. A small screw of the pylons underneath the fuselage, and then this screw has the fairing airbags. It's perfectly smooth, so there's no canvas texture on these 2 parts. And then we have other parts. I guess these 2 are inside the intakes. A different fin for different version in the future, I guess. This is cover for the wings, and then the flaps, and also the spoilers, and of course the landing gear. So I think this is for the front of the landing gear. And looking at the angles of the catapult attachment, the kit can be modeled into takeoff ready mode. And well, it's Great Wall Hobby gonna come up with a kit of the carrier deck? I don't know, but you can always scratch build one. And this is the boarding ladder. You can see the back there, the detail of the back here. And these 2 are part of the main landing gear. Main landing gears. Okay. And then we come to the other 2 large trees of other parts of the wings. Well, these are the flaps for the up position, and also part of the wing cover, and then a different set of the fairing airbags. By looking at the thickness, this one is for the fully swept wings, and also different parts for the air intakes, and then the I don't know what those are, but probably for the flap of the wings. Yeah. And then we come to the bag that contains the part for the cockpit. Two sprues for 2 ejection seats. And the ejection seats are quite nicely detailed. Again, the molding is very crisp and clean. Then we have the different parts for the cockpits. And also 2 sprues of the same, which are the missile fairings. And then this bag has 2 sprues of the engine and the exhaust. They're the same, so let's look at one of them. And here are the turbo fans for the exhaust, and here are the tailpipe and the inside of the exhaust, quite nicely molded. There are ejection pin mark on these 4 parts, but I think maybe you can sand it off, or you probably cannot see it because it's the inner part of the exhaust, and the detail again is quite nice and crisp. And you can see the pipe has details inside. Here is another bag filled with small items. These 2 are the same. It contains 2 pylons, and this one contains other small items like the wheels, part of the landing gears, and also other detail items such as antennas, actuators, and stuff like that. And then we come to the weapons for the plane. There are 4 little bags of them. Let's look at this one first. This one contains the wheels. They come in half, and then just need to assemble them together. Then 2 sprue of 2 external tanks with the pylon again. The same. This bag has 6 sidewinder, so 3 sprues of 2 sidewinders, and small for the fins of the sidewinder. And here are the Phoenix. They're in multi-parts. There should be 6 of them, right? Okay. Yeah, there are 6 of them. A large sprue contains of the fins and the tail, and the small sprue contains of the main body. So it's quite easy to assemble. I think all you need to do is just sand the seam line off and then put on the fin, and not much filling needs to be done. Lastly, we come to the canopy. Well, there are lenses for different lights, and then this is the main canopy. It's kind of nice to have a runner here to protect the canopy from scratching. It's very clear, but this kind of shape, there's bound to be some distortion. The thickness cannot be uniform because it's bulged, and the undercut is quite big for injection molding. And here's the front part of the canopy. You can see the flat side of the canopy is quite even and not much distortion until we come to the curvature parts, and you can see the edge of the canopy is thicker than the top part of the canopy. That's because of the shape of the canopy. To be able to eject from the molding, from the mold, it cannot have a uniform thickness, thus distortion occurs. But all in all, it's a nice canopy, very clear, and details are very sharp. It's not too thick either. And then we come to the decal. Like I said, there are 2 sheets of them. The first one is composed of all the stencils and also the instrument panels inside the cockpits. And also all the stencil on the weapons. And all the lettering are actually legible. Even though it's not calligraphed, but I'm sure the quality now from China is very good. And here's the other sheets of the markings for different versions. It's good, not perfect. Actually, the registration is very good. There you have it. The Great War Hobbies 1/72 scale F-14D Tomcat. Moldings is nice. The details are all there. And I think it can build into a very nice replica of the Tomcat. Once again, thank you Hobby Easy providing the kit for review. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.